Welcome back to Summer Agenda. At least 6 in 10 Australians have been negatively impacted by the global pandemic this year. That's according to new research from not-for-profit foundation Gotcha for Life. Joining me live now is Gotcha for Life's founder, Gus Worland. Gus, thanks for joining me today. Look, I know you're currently in lockdown in Sydney's northern beaches. How are you going?
Yeah, going not too bad, thank you, with my family. So that's the most important thing, especially in the year 2020. I've got 3 teenage children, so we're all together, which is fantastic, and my wife's here. And I've got to say, I've got to applaud everyone on the northern beaches who have got tested, and everywhere we go, everyone is wearing masks, everyone's taking it very seriously, and the numbers that came out of the premiere at 11 o'clock were just fantastic music to our ears, that we seem to be getting on top of things. So fingers crossed that we continue to keep doing that. But at the moment, we're all going well. There's nothing quite like being with friends and family.
And how is the greater community feeling at the moment too? I mean, seeing the downward trend must be pretty inspiring.
Yes, it is, but everyone's a little bit like, oh, gee, I hope it's going to be the same tomorrow, because we thought we were through this. And of course, it came and got us when we heard about the numbers in Avalon. So now that we've been bitten, we just don't want to be any sort of lockdown when it comes to the end of the week. I already know that I won't be able to see my mum this Christmas, but she only lives 20 kilometres away in Kalara. But I know that she's elderly and I can't bring her down to the beaches and we can't go to her. So there's still quite a bit of damage that has been done. But we've just got to keep a lid on it, and that'll be for the greater good of absolutely everyone, to make sure that we don't have Greater Sydney in lockdown like we've been here on the beaches.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Look, you had a big day yesterday. You launched the Mind Your Mate campaign. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I was lucky enough to actually have my best friend on the whole planet is Hugh Jackman, the actor and singer and superstar. We've been best mates since kindergarten. We went to Pymble Public together, and he's been bored in New York City, and he said, why don't we do a radio show together? And I've been on Triple M radio in Sydney now for about 12 years. And I said, mate, don't start offering things like that if you can't back them up. And he said, no, I really want to do it. So we got the day done yesterday, which was the longest day in Australia and the shortest day in America.
6 till 9, and we've got a whole lot of friends of ours to phone in and just talk about what their 2020 was like. And we launched the Many for Mates, and just want everyone to look after each other a little bit better. We're great in this country about talking up how many mates we've got and how we look after each other. But unfortunately, with the pandemic, and even before the pandemic, we've had so many people that have been lost to suicide this year. It's the #1 way to die if you're an Australian male, and we just need to look after each other better. And we've got a lot of men and women in this country that need to look after each other better. Just get that little bit deeper and have that relationship with each other that is outside of banter, an area where we struggle in Australia. So we need to learn some emotional muscles so we can get ourselves mentally fit.
It's such an important conversation to have, and especially at this time now where we are dealing with more outbreaks across the country. Look, how much does it help for you to have the backing of a superstar like Hugh Jackman?
Oh, look, there's no doubt it's fantastic. Like, we put out a video yesterday morning with about 10 minutes, there was 275,000 views. And everyone's looking at each other going, wow, because, you know, Jacko's got over 100 million supporters, followers on all his social media. So it's awesome. But when I started the first Man Up program I did 4 years ago, he was the first person to get behind it and support me. And then when I started Gotcha for Life, he joined the board. He's just a brilliant person who understands me very well. We've been best mates for a long time, and it's just great to have his support and his advice. And over the last year, I've got to tell you, because we haven't been able to see each other, the use of technology, we've been able to keep in contact really well and really look after each other. Everyone thinks that Jacko would have this magical life, that he'd feel a 10 out of 10 every day, but he's just human like the rest of us. We all wake up having good days and bad days, but we're now learning some emotional muscle exercises to be able to get us through these things, and that is basically not worrying alone. Putting your hand up and being open, honest and vulnerable and say, you know what, I haven't got all the answers. I'm going to throw away perfect, and I'm struggling today, and I'm going to tell someone about it, because most of us put on a mask and just make out that everything's great when it's not. You've got to find that one person that you can talk to, warts and all, where you know you're not going to get any judgment, and they're going to love you, and that person is what you call the gotcha for life mate, your gotcha for life friend. And that's what Jacko is to me. So it's awesome to have his support. But I want everyone in Australia to find that one person who has got them for life. And that way we won't be worrying alone, and we're more likely to get through all the stuff that life throws at us.
And look, Gus, while I've got you, how can people get involved in Gotcha for Life?
So we've got a website called gotchaforlife.org, and if you go there, you can pledge who your Gotcha for Life friend is, and then you can let them know, and then they can pledge it. We're trying to get 1 million people to pledge who their Gotcha for Life friend is, that one person you can have that conversation with, warts and all. So, and of course, there's a donate button there, so that's always pretty good. We'd love anyone's support if they can possibly afford it, and plus there's opportunities to volunteer and just be a part of the Gotcha for Life family. It's just about being kind. It's just about learning what it takes to be a really great friend. And sometimes that means sitting in some pretty vulnerable silence and not having all the answers to the questions that life throws at you, but that's okay. We're all the same. We're all part of this big dysfunctional society. So why don't we just get involved and do that together, and we're more likely to get through the stuff that, like I said, life throws at us. And this year they've thrown us plenty, and I've got a feeling, Sam, that by the back end of 2021 we would have had some other stuff thrown at us as well. So it's not going to magically change on the 1st of January.
I think you're right there, Gus. Look, I appreciate your time today, and my fingers are crossed for you for tomorrow's announcement of restrictions. Hopefully you can have a little bit more freedom than your current lockdown.
Thank you so much, and really appreciate your support and love your show. Thank you.
If you or anyone you know is feeling distressed, you can call Lifeline on 13 11 14. Or you can also visit lifeline.org.au/get help.